Welcome back, everybody, to the weekend show where I'll be breaking down the stock market. So, before we get started, please hit that like button, and that is greatly appreciated. And if you're new here, definitely consider subscribing. Now, if you want to support the channel and get these types of trade ideas where you can get up to 465% for the year or even over 100% for just this year alone, if you're really serious about trading and you want to do this full time, definitely head over to Patreon and check out the link down in the description. And now let's get right into the market. Welcome back once again, guys. And you can see Dow surges 1,200 points for the first time, going above 50,000 in a sharp tech rebound, which we saw. It was a massive rally that was led by tech. You will see it in a minute. And market just kept going up. A lot of short covering from past couple of days, shorting the market, and market just went ballistic on Friday. You can see VIX getting crushed down over 18%. You can see all the precious metals going up also. Crypto market was up also. Right now it's down a little bit, but it was up. Everything went back up. Bitcoin rebounding and going back over 70,000 and then giving back some of those gains. You can see right here, right now. What do we have here? Stock market map. Nvidia put up a massive show, up nearly 8%. JPM 4%. You can see Microsoft up nearly 2%. Broadcom also put up a show, up 7.22%. AMD was up over 8%. I mean, you name it, they were all up except Amazon, which was down, I think, 11%. So this is not actually bad considering how much this thing was down, 5.55%. I think I'll take it. And I actually played 0DT on this one, and those calls actually never went down the entire session on Friday, because you can see the low was early morning right after opening, and that was it. This thing never went back down, uh, and then just kept going up at the end of the day. Google down 2.48%, Meta down just over 1%, and Tesla rallying up 3.50%. Walmart, another company, hitting $1 trillion market cap, up 3.34%. Fear and greed index 45, back on neutral. We got some data next week, but I don't think that's going to move the market that much. ADP employment, we got some CPI numbers coming out on Friday the 13th, so we'll see how that actually works. And bear bull sentiment, you can see last week it was 44.4, and now it's about 40%. So not big of a change. People are still bullish on the market, but there is a big change right here. Neutral 31.3, before it was 25, you can see, and the bears are just 29, going down even more. Now, with all that's happening in the market right now, I think we need to focus to see where the market is actually heading going into next week, because we're back to almost all-time highs. On IWM, it's up 3.59%. Now, these types of big moves only happen with really good news, especially when the market is bottoming right here. And then when people are just covering their short positions. And this is exactly what happened on Friday. You can see, I mean, this is a massive move up over 3.5%. And you can see now we did close over 263 20-day moving average, and looks like we might be going up and closing that gap right here just below 270. So is that going to continue and possibly another all-time high? That's possible here, but also keep that in mind. Market ignoring a lot of the things that are happening. We saw that weakness in the market, and now we're just snapping back immediately. Now, these types of moves, again, like it happens in bear market. We're not in bear market right now, but we could be going into bear market, like cryptos are in bear market right now. And a lot of the other things that actually go into bear market, sometimes you see a massive move back up to the upside, a face ripper, and everybody back on the bull side, and then you get another rug pull. Just because they trap bears right here does not mean that they cannot trap bulls right here. So be careful going into next week. Far as support level to watch on IWM, definitely the 20-day here, 263, 261, 258, all the way down here. If we continue over 263, we could see a move up to 267 and possibly into that gap, 269.42 on IWM. On Dow, it's up 2.48%. So you can see DIA going over 500. That is actually over 50,000 on Dow Jones. And that is a massive, massive move. And just when you think, I mean, look at this right here. We came really close to closing the gap at 483.95. Right here, we did not fill that gap. We came back in again. We did not fill this gap. We came back again right here. Not close to the gap. We went back up with a massive gap up and go on Friday. I mean, look at this insane move. 489.53 is the gap below on Friday. And we actually never even looked back. Look at this. Opened at 492.37, and that was pretty much the low, and we just kept going up, and look at this massive monster candle we have here on Dow, and trading over that previous all-time high, which is 496. So do we get some sort of a back test of 496? Absolutely possible, maybe even into right here this range, 493 to 492. It happened to IWM. Last time we hit all-time high. Absolutely, it can. But if this thing wants to rip a little bit higher, well, the next big level to watch would be 504 to even 509. And that's going to be going really at the extreme level, because if you look at my screen, Bollinger Band now sitting at 499 and DIA trading at 502 almost right after closing. So I think, a short-term pullback is possible here that can unfold next week. Keep that in mind. People will get extremely bullish, like you saw on the bear bull sentiment, especially at all-time high, and that's what happened before, even on SPY hitting all-time high, and then what? Immediately reverse. So you don't want to be a big bull just looking at this breakout like, oh yes, this is it. We broke out. Now we're just gonna go straight up even more. Market can break out to the upside. It needs weeks to find out if this is going to be the real breakout. We just took it out on Friday, just one day. So we have to wait for that confirmation. If we can stay over, I would say give it 2 weeks. If we can stay over 496 to 493, next few weeks, that would be the breakout point, especially stay over 496. If we cannot hold that, we come back in like IWM did. Definitely, that's just going to be a fake breakout to the upside. So I would say give time and see if the Dow can actually hold up here. And if it holds up, these are going to be the next upside targets to look for, 504 to 509. We pull back in, definitely there is a gap below, and we can fill that gap. And from there, that could be a buying opportunity if you're bullish on Dow. But don't forget, this month and next few months, especially in the market, just because we went up Friday, we had a face ripper. Like I said, these types of moves usually happens in bear market. Not to mention that we bought a lot of the dips and we sold on Friday. It was a fantastic opportunity. But who wants to buy right here? Nobody wants to buy right here. If you're a buyer right here, I mean, the only thing I would say, good luck, because I don't think anybody wants to buy right up here unless we get. And Dow actually never had a good correction since last April. I mean, these were just mini corrections. If you're looking at correction, you can look at Nasdaq, and we'll talk about that, because that one actually had 2 3 times we had decent correction on Nasdaq, but here on Dow, absolutely still ripping to the upside, and there is no signs of any pullback yet. So this one definitely, not something that you should be buying at the top. Wait for a decent pullback. On Triple Q, it's up 2%. So you can see this one was nothing but a dead cat bounce. And when you see these types of moves in the market, you know something is wrong inside. You can see we broke below, we came under the lower band right here. I think it was trading around 590 or something like that after hour, or even lower than that. But look at the snapback, a massive move to the upside. We can still get rejected here at 613. You can see a rejection came in Friday also from 611, 5-day moving average. So until we get over, I would say not only 613, maybe over 617, that would look a little bit better, not extremely bullish. So this one here, you can see last time we had a decent correction from 627 all-time high all the way down to 580. And even recently from these almost hitting all-time highs, came down to 594, a decent correction. But when you look at Dow, that did not take place. So next week here on Qs, if it comes back 606.85 down to 600 flat, down to 594, these are levels to watch. And then all the way down here to the upside, if we can get over 611, 613, then watch out for 617 here on Triple Q. On SPY ETF, it's up 1.92%. So a couple of things I want to show you guys that every time we go up here on S&P, we get a hit to the downside after hitting all-time high. This was one. This was one right here. We got a hit to the downside. And then we got this one. We got hit to the downside. Then this again to the downside. And this was the recent one. And then we came back down, went back up, almost hitting all-time highs, and then gave back all the gains. And now we're back up, almost sitting close to all-time highs. So you got to be careful when the market going to all-time highs, because you don't want to be a buyer at all-time highs. Next week, crucial support to watch, definitely right down here, 689.59. Underneath that, 686, 682, 680, 674. To the upside, if we can stay over 689.59, watch out for continuation up to 694, and then into blue skies and hitting maybe another all-time high here on SPY ETF. On VIX is down 18.42%. So you know how people say you cannot predict the market top or cannot predict the market bottom? I get it. But I think this is what I can predict pretty much any day, anytime. VIX top. Whenever this thing goes outside the Bollinger Band, it usually takes not more than 2 to 3 days, some cases just one day. And you can see we went outside the Bollinger Band here, which is sitting at 20, and we got up to almost what 23 here on VIX. And what happens next? Well, you can see getting crushed and all the way down under 18 bucks in just a matter of one trading session, which was Friday. But still, I would say this thing is still a little bit elevated, and if VIX can actually stay over 18 come Monday or next week anytime, we could see that push again happening towards that $20 range and maybe going up to 23 once again. But one thing I want to point out, guys, on VIX that is looking good as of right now, you can see if you go back and touch these lows down here, every time we come back here on VIX, it's holding up pretty much this line and then getting a bounce. Also, we're making, this was the high. We came back in and now we made a higher high on this daily trend count. So it's looking good. We're just getting a pullback. Does that mean VIX can go up again? Absolutely it can. So especially when it's actually trading around the 18 zone, you got to be careful where this thing gets spiked back up again over 20, and that would put pressure on the S&P 500. On dollar is slightly red for the week, and you can see the dollar actually went down underneath this multi-year trend line. You can see right here from back in 2011, and now we're trading below that. And how you can see right here, we came back crossing over that trend line, and now we gave back and closed slightly under, I would say, here. So dollar needs to get over, I would say, not only $98 right here. If we can stay over that, we could see a push maybe towards that $100 zone, and that should put pressure on S&P 500, and it's going to save the dollar from falling behind this multi-year trend line right here. So be careful, dollar coming back. Is it going to move higher? Well, the history suggests that it did right here, it did right here, it did right here, and it did right here, and now we are back down to that trend line again. And if this thing is going to rise in near future, that's going to bring down the S&P 500. Also, when I look at quickly silver here, a lot of people, when silver was going up, said a lot of things about it's not gonna come down. Bulls are just gonna take silver up to. I mean, I have seen videos or thumbnails out there, or even on X, calling for 500 on silver here on SLB. And it does not work like that, guys. And let me show you guys how it works. When things get overbought, this is not the only time we have seen that. What happened here? Look at this, 92 on the RSI. Look at the monthly candle, how we closed last month. And look at the daily here also. So silver breaking down. We cannot even fill any of these gaps. We see some big rallies. Watch out. That could be a nice shorting opportunity. But as of right now, we've been playing especially silver to the upside on a gap down. And so far, it's been working out really well. And we saw silver actually getting crushed on Thursday after our session, down to 60. And I was hoping that 60 would stay there up until opening, but they smashed that dip immediately. So silver also breaking down. We have GDX also that is actually breaking down. Friday was up over 5%, but you can see, I mean, from the top, we came back all the way down to 91.9 here on GDX, and so far just consolidating here. And if this thing does not move back up over that 100, we could be going down here on gold as well. And that's all I have for you guys in this video. Let me know your thoughts down below in the comment section, and I'll definitely keep you guys updated come Monday.